So just a reminder of the situation at half-time. If you're joining us, it's Mikhaila Breeze and myself, David Goldstrom. Thank you for your company. We know for many of you it's the early hours of the morning and a working day tomorrow, but nonetheless, great to have you with us. And just a reminder that we have plenty of repeats earlier on in the coming days, so if you have to get to sleep, maybe you can turn on early the next morning and catch up with us. So, Artyom Shahar making the walk through the dark corridor to the stage to open up, and he's posted 170 for his opener. Just a reminder that this is the junior, the young 20-year-old Belarus lifter. The biggest stage he's ever contested. He only made 1 out of 3, but nonetheless 142 kilos, a new personal best. So coming on stage to take 170. The best in the B group earlier in the day, Ketut Ariana of Indonesia, total of 321. The best clean and jerk 176. So I don't think it'll be too long before those B group marks are eclipsed.
Well, that's a solid opening attempt from Shahar.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see the seasoned campaigners, but it's equally good to see, you know, the newcomers.
It is, and it's good as well to see such a young man looking in good athletic shape. Just a little bit army in the lift, but uses his technique to full advantage. You can see here the jerk, dips and drives nice and straight. Hardly has to move the feet that far forwards and back to get underneath.
Yeah, his language very purposeful. And there's Bernardin Matin. Sometimes this man runs into problems on the clean and jerk. Did so in the Grand Prix this year, the International Weightlifting Grand Prix in China, when he was lifting at 77 kilos. Had 3 goes at 180 and didn't get any of them. But hopefully that'll be out of his memory. European Championships this year, 175 is what he achieved on his way to a total of 321.
Oh, I just see the Turkish contingent keeping a very close eye on the scoreboard. Ismailov, he's going to be coming out on 175. He's just upped that to 176. Let's put this in perspective here. Ismailov was the last lifter out on the snatch. He's come straight back into the warm-up room. He's had 10 minutes recovery, or 10 minutes to warm up, and he's back in. So in just 10 minutes, can an athlete really warm up properly? He's going to be hoping for these lifters to be following themselves, because looking at the scoreboard, he's going to be pretty much one of the next lifters out. He needs to be quick with his warm-up.
Yeah, there's a couple at 175, so in fact 3 of them, so
only takes them to go up a couple of kilos and it forces him straight back out.
Unless he puts up a couple of kilos.
Well, he's changed once already. He's only got
176 now.
One more time he can change, that's it.
So let's concentrate on the Frenchman.
Oh, works hard. Adjustment of the hands, drives to arm's length, and he's in the competition. He's made a total, but it didn't look that easy. He's got a lot of work to do to stand up on the clean.
Yeah, the only Frenchman to win this title since these weight categories were created, Venceslas Dabaya.
David, as I mentioned just a second ago, if those athletes increase their starting weight to 175, it's going to force Ismailov out.
I know what you're going to tell me.
All but one have increased their starting weights, so.
In fact, they all have.
Oh, goodness me. Would not like to be in Ishmailov's shoes right now. He's going to have rushed through his warm-up. Let's hope it hasn't affected him too much.
Yeah, Dabaya, 186 kilos he lifted on his way to winning this title for France back in 2006. But now back to our young contender from Belarus. Look very good on the first clean and jerk. And that's pretty straightforward clean. He's enjoying this.
Well, that looks comfortable. He's gone 170, 175. Are we going to see a 180 on his last attempt? These are huge weights compared to his personal best. I've got it down as 164, previous best.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was a couple of seasons ago. I mean, that was in youth competition, so you would expect him to be, you know, moving forward in this way. What I really like about him is he's very purposeful.
He is. Comes onto the platform with intent, straight on, straight to the bar, and gets on with it straight away.
The moment of truth. This will, I'm expecting him to get this, but it will be interesting to see the manner in which he achieves this lift.
Just looking to see if he looks out of breath. He's still blowing a bit from the warm-up. And he really...
And the point you're making is that you need time to build up to this.
He was the last lifter on the snatch. He's only had 10 minutes and 3 lifts to warm up fully for the clean and jerk. Get this one done, and then he can recover. Now he'll have a good few minutes. If anything, he's going to have too long now between first and second attempts. But that was a good effort considering the very, very rushed warm-up that he would have just had.
Yeah, that 176 goes with the 160. And he'll lead early on. So 336 the top total. And now onto the stage. Opening effort here from our Tunisian. This is Karam Ben-Nia, 176. Actually lighter body weight than Ishmailov, so this will put him into the clean and jerk lead.
Ah, just standing still. Good lift from Ben-Nia of Tunisia. That has got him off to a good start on the clean and jerk. Nice, strong clean, very quick under the bar. Just adjust the hands, fraction wider, so it's less distance to travel overhead. Recovers back foot first because the weight was slightly forwards. Good lift.
Chen at 177. He's come down from 180.
Well, no problems there. You've got to guess that he's probably missed his final warm-up attempt, which is the reason he may well have brought the weight down. But he's got a total. Now it's time to sit back, wait, and see what everybody else does.
At this moment in time, he's a kilo ahead of Ishmailov in the chase for overall gold.
Good clean, times it well. So strong overhead. Brilliant levers for this sport.
Avatisian opening up on 177. Down in a lowly 20th place at the halfway stage. This is going to suit him a lot more, I think.
It's a good first attempt.
179 at last year's World Championship, so he's not far away from that, and one would expect him to produce an all-time best in the clean and jerk. Still plenty waiting to start, but most importantly, Kim Myeon-hyuk, who's still posting 185 as his entry point, and just before him, Shi Zhihong of China, 183. And both of those men will, of course, be playing catch-up on Chen and Ismailov. Now, representing Mexico, Redny Rock, just in the top 10 at the halfway stage, bringing forward 145 kilos, now trying to add 177 to those snatch kilos.
Really solid overhead. A couple of steps to steady himself, brings the feet back in line. No problem at all.
In Antalya back in 2010 at the World Championships, in another exhibition hall turned weightlifting theatre, he managed 180, so he's not that far off that mark, which I've got as his personal best to date. But I think he's doing pretty well, actually.
He's looking in really good shape. This is when you need to perform at the World Championships the year before Olympics. This is where it matters. This is where the athletes will be qualifying their spaces for the Games next year.
Well, here's the first of two men who, shall we say, escaped from jail. This is Brikan Kalja, representing Albania. Left on 133, 13th place at the halfway stage.
Struggling with the shoulder, isn't he?
Well, that's going to bring him up to 320, and 320 represents the identical number of kilos that he achieved in finishing 9th in the London Olympic Games.
If he's in that much pain, I'm not sure what benefit he's going to get from pushing further in this competition. He's got a total, he's accumulated points for the team. Yeah, does he need to do much more? I'm not sure.
The way they operate, the Albanians, I'm pretty sure that he'll be, how can I say, invited to take his last attempt.
They'll send him out again, yeah.
Or invited to take his second attempt at least.
When you've got depth in talent, some of these countries, some of the coaches can afford to do that, but when you are in countries like ours and the depth is not there, you really need to look after your athletes a lot better. Well, looking at the scoreboard, all but 3 lifters now have started the competition, so this is going to be close. The coaches have got a busy job now to keep an eye on what everybody else is doing.
Tell you what would be interesting on those coaches' cards would be to actually print in bold letters the name of the lifter. That certainly help us.
That would be common sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, Bernardin, as they say in the song, he definitely does it his way. You don't get the sense that he's really enjoying it, but I hope inside him that, you know, he's getting the satisfaction of making these attempts. This is a 5 kilo increase. He was on 322. This will take him to 327 and push him up from 4th overall into 3rd.
Oh, buried him. Just the hands. Well, when the clean takes that much effort, it takes so much out of your legs. Just lacking the legs then to drive the bar overhead.
When you were on stage, you went down to lock on and those vital seconds. For you, what was your particular way of, you know, bringing mind and body together to make the lift? Did you have anything particular that you thought of? Was there anything that you had found in particular that worked for you?
Well, as an athlete, I used to be like to be quite relaxed. Yeah, I would always be thinking of something, and it might only be one, maximum two things technically, but they would just be really sharp cues. I used to focus on the process of lifting, so that, you know, what I needed to do to make the technique good. If the technique was good, I'd usually lift the weight. If I lifted the weight, hopefully the result would be there.
Belarus made the first two clean and jerk, 180, 5 kilo increase. Big question.
Works hard. Well, the questions have been asked, and he has performed.
Well, everything's been progressive right the way through this competition. At the end of it, he's got 4 out of 6, and he's given himself a new mark, which will become his next target. And it'll be interesting, because I think this is a lifter who I hope we might see in Norway next April in the Europeans.
Could well.
Well, the last of his 6 lives. So Matam sitting on 322. This would give him 327, and which would be 6 kilos up on what he produced in the Europeans in Tbilisi in Georgia last April, when he totaled 321. So he's already got a new total personal best.
Mistimes it. So important when you hit that bottom position to drive straight out, use the momentum, use the whip on the bar. Instead, the whip was killed and it just hit him hard.
Yeah, minor correction. He's actually achieved 322 before. That was in the World Championships of 2011. What do you think? It's funny how to sum up Matam's performance tonight, really. Is it, you know, is it satisfactory or not?
Well, I think he got a personal best on the snatch. He's a little bit down on the clean and jerk. Is he going to be pleased? I'm not sure. I think we could call that a reasonable performance.
Yeah. No cigar.
Well, he's not going to look back and say that was great. It's not good. It's reasonable.
Well, we've seen a really good series by the youngster from Belarus. Here's the man from Tunisia who's just a year older, Karem Ben Nia.
Oh, just tried driving with the arms. The arms are there to catch the bar overhead, not do all the effort. It's a shame, because he would have wasted quite a bit of energy standing up out of the clean.
Bit of a problem now. He's got 2 minutes to follow himself, because at the moment nobody else sitting on 181, and we're on the verge of seeing C+Jerk, and also maybe before that Azerbaijan and Bredny Rock at 182.
Okay, so Ben Nia has gone up to 182. This is predominantly to give him some more time to recover.
Interesting that Ismailov, who's actually having a long time in the chair.
Too long now.
Well, he's gone to 183, which means he's going to be taking on an extra 7 kilos when he comes out. So obviously the 176 was definitely tactical. Let's get the total. And currently he's lying overall in second place behind Oleg Chen, who still leads with 337. He's got 2 more attempts to come. Now, Avatisian.
Ooh, is that an adjustment? The bar drop off his shoulders. Ooh, look at the body buckling under.
Pretty close to the windpipe as well.
Oh, it's all irrelevant.
What's he saying?
I think that...
Is he suggesting that there was something wrong with the bar? No, that was close to his windpipe.
There's nothing wrong with the bar. That's just,
well, I can't
just
see
a weak back, that is. He's dropping his chest, the bar rolled down his shoulders. It's nothing more than a lifter error. There's nothing wrong with the weights.
Well, I can't see the end of the weight, so I can't see if he's talking about the collar being tight or something like that.
I was looking at the inside of the bar, and those weights did not slide. There was nothing wrong with that.
We did have that. Do you remember that? It's on YouTube now. When I can't remember the competition now, where all the weights slid off.
Oh, goodness. I've seen it happen.
Slid off onto the secretariat desk, and 125 kilo went straight into the secretariat computers. And actually the computer survived, and we thought we should actually sell that to the computer company as an indication of how strong their computers are.
For those watching back home, that's why we use collars. Rock, second attempt, 182. Just to progress him in the competition by 5 kilos. Great lifting.
Yeah, so far he's made 4 out of 5.
One to go.
He was sitting on 322. He's now sitting on 327. I think this is a very respectable performance.
It is, absolutely. He's working hard on every lift. The focus has been good so far. But, again, technical precision, it helps.
Avatisian.
Oh, surely he doesn't have the legs left.
Well, it's a 317 finish, but it's not a satisfactory finish. You know, he was 312 in the Europeans in April. I would have expected a bit more than that. 315 when he got the European silver medal in 2014 in Tel Aviv, but
just
not really progressive in any shape or form. Well, a drop of a couple of kilos here from Kim Myong-kyok. He was going to come out at 185. I don't know how significant this 2 kilo correction is. Maybe they've just corrected it in the way that the competition is unfolding. But remember, this man in 4th place out of the medals in the first half of the competition, left on 155, so 5 kilos down on Chen and Russia, 5 kilos down on Ismailov of Turkey, and 3 down on Shi of China. So he must get this to put himself back in the race.
No, thought he'd lost that. There's some movement in the upper body. I think it was mainly the shoulders. But he worked hard to stand still. Just when you thought he had it, his body almost buckled. Clean was good, nice and straight on the extension. Stands up strong. Drives overhead, looks good, and then just there, nearly lost it.
Hindsight, good decision to drop a couple of kilos?
Well, Based on that, I would say yes. Wasn't overly convincing. Very strong, and there's definitely more there. Just get one lift in, that's the main thing, and then he can build.
Well, 3:38, he's crept into first place there, a kilo ahead of Chen. But now Ismailov, who's sitting in bronze medal position, 3:36. Now he's coming out to take a 7-kilo increase. So this is to take him to 3:43.
Oh, it's a rough-looking jerk. Back foot was pointing out to the side. It's going to put some pressure on the knee.
Who cares? 183, that's well done. And he, as a result of that, has very much kept himself in the race. Now, the other interesting factor, as he went up to those 7 kilos, Shi Jihong, who originally posted 183, actually increased his opener to 187.
Well, there's quite a bit of movement going on in the warm-up room. And Ismailov did really well there to get that second attempt, especially considering how long he's had to wait between first and seconds.
Well, here's a 6-kilo increase for the Albanian. You can see that left shoulder strapped, and he was really feeling it when he completed the 177, which has earned him a total of 320. I think both of us were confident that he would be asked to certainly take this second attempt. Whether it's prudent or not, we're about to find out.
Clean is good. Whoa, the shaking under the bar.
Got to stand still. Now, I couldn't hear the buzzer.
Yeah, I think he's all right. Well, I think he's all right in terms of had the down signal before he put it down, but he's not all right. I don't know if he subluxed that shoulder at some point. Just don't want to see him push on through this. He could be out for several months if he's not careful.
Well, he's lying in 6th place now, and whatever happens from here on in, he's going to... Well, he finished 12th in the ranking in 2010 in the World Championship, so I think he's going to ultimately finish a bit higher than that, given the men who are still out there with the possibility to finish off. And he's got one more attempt, of course, but here's Ben-Nia on exactly the same kilos at the moment as the man from Albania, but he has an advantage over the Albanian in as much that he is considerably lighter. So at the moment he holds 5th position, the man on stage, ahead of the Albanian who just vacated it, who sits in 6th spot. Missed at 181, this is 183. 7 kilos for this last attempt, and
he's got it.
That's terrific, actually. That's going to take him to 333. And by my reckoning, we'll take him up from 5th to 4th for the moment. But 183
really
also
good.
Puts him in the medals in the clean and jerk for the moment.
Very precise, very dynamic, very explosive. Great job. Well, I tell you what, the Albanians are not letting their man get away. They've just proposed 187 for Bricken. I hope he's happy to go along with this. But now Oleg Chen, he was in the lead. Now this is a 7-kilo increase. Heavier than the Turkish lifter, so needs to make this.
344, that extra kilo just pushing him back into first place. Ismailov drops to second place. Kim, at the moment, of the People's Republic of Korea in third.
Well, that's a textbook lift. Brilliant, not just in terms of how he's performing, but in terms of his approach, his attitude, his confidence. And Chen is just going to sit back and watch what the others do again. He's put himself in the best place possible.
Yes, remember, Shi has yet to start. He's waiting at the moment for the bar to get to 187. Haven't seen any correction on that. But 185, the man coming onto the stage now. This is Feridun Guliev. Now, he's not involved in the chase for overall medals. He's just focusing on the moment for clean and jerk honours. He only got 1 out of 3, 143, and lying in 10th place at the halfway stage. But it's clean and jerk. That's his objective. So 185 his opener.
Just taking a look at the clock, waiting for the 30-second buzzer.
Got no idea whether he can make this or not. No idea. Well, that's not bad.
Well, the best of 194. Oh, goes sideways, manages to steady himself. Well, in terms of no idea can he make it or not, I think he's just answered that question.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, we don't have much recent form to go on.
He's been, you know, out of the competition, suspended for a couple of years. And he's now showing what he's capable of.
Turkish doctor amongst that little gaggle backstage there, keenly looking at the performances, I guess, of Ismailov. His name escapes me at the moment, but he's always... I tell you what, he's my medical saviour. Every time I've felt a little bit under the weather, you know, a little bit of cold or flu, he's looked after me, that Turkish doctor. Got me back on my feet. Now, so far, we got 4 out of 5. And I'd be well impressed. This is a 4-kilo increase, which would take him to 331. And I think this would be a heck of a good day's work for this Mexican if he can round this off with a successful lift. Heading into a new galaxy. Can he stand? Yes, he can.
This is for a 6-kilo personal best. It's there.
Oh.
Absolutely smashed his personal best.
Absolutely. Well, they should. Well, you can hear the background applause, respect for him, you know. And you know what this also tells you? How well he and this whole team have prepared.
When it comes off like that, it's great to see. And there's very few times in a weightlifter's career that it all comes together. And we're just witnessing one of those moments.
Yeah, he may not be amongst the medals, but nonetheless, as we've said, you know, not everybody can go for the medals, but they can set personal targets. And I've got a feeling he's even exceeded his own expectations here.
That was a tremendous performance, and he's responded to the situation on the day and really pulled off something special.
And lifters can learn a lot, can't they, from a performance like that, and someone who has that sort of approach obviously has put the work in and has grafted. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. 3 attempts. Here's the first one, 187. He's pushed the bar up from 183, so we can only assume warm-up has gone really well.
Just trying to steady himself, adjusts the bar off his windpipe. Squat jerk. The leg strength required, the shoulder flexibility is tremendous in a squat jerk. Very few people can do it. And with these kind of weights, that is impressive to watch.
Yeah, when you consider again 69 kilo category, and this man has just put 187 kilos above his head. And has put himself right back in this competition. He now leads with 3:45. Chen has dropped into second place, 3:44. Ismailov on 3:43. Kim, who must surely come in pretty soon. He's scheduled to take 1:87. But this is not easy, is it? I mean, as you rightly said, there's not many who can execute that sort of move.
No, weightlifters are very flexible, good shoulder range, but 90% of these lifters that we're seeing cannot get themselves into that position.
Kim still playing catch up here. This is only 4 kilos more. This is for a 3:42, and this would still keep him in 4th place. First place in the jerk, though, if he can do it.
Well, he's done it. What's the relevance of that lift? Bearing in mind it doesn't put him up beyond 4th place. That's a personal best, 1 kilo PB. He's got 1 attempt remaining, and now he's going to be in no man's land, a territory he's not been in before, and he does have a realistic chance of a medal.
Yeah, he is the bronze medalist of the last 2 World Championships. Is that where he's going to end up? A hat-trick of bronze?
Well, he's got a bit of work to do because he's still outside the medal. He has to, without fail, execute his 3rd and final attempt.
But remember, you know, Ismailov's in 3rd on 3:43, and Chen on 3:44. He's on 3:42. It's very, very tight. And, of course, Shi Yong, who's got 2 attempts to come, 3:45. He's put the bar to 190, Shi Yong. World record, I think, is going to be pretty safe. It's 198. I don't think they're going to get near that. But is this Albanian punishment?
Punishment for poor behaviour. You serve a doping ban.
Bricken 187, another 4 kilo increases. So remember, this will be 10 kilos of increase from where we started. This is to take him to 330, currently sitting in 8th place overall. Very big question they're asking of him with that shoulder. Not in his head.
No, I think he decided before he even approached the bar that he wasn't capable.
I think the coaches decided they were going to push him out, and he decided that he would, okay, I've got to go on stage, but this is not the moment. And that's interesting. That's interesting. That coaching team has evaporated, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's how they look after their lifters.
Yeah. That's poor. If you ask him to go out, you should all be there. Now, Chen. 3 kilo increase, taking him to 347. And this is the Russian calculation, the last attempt. She's got 1 left. She's got 2 left.
Oh, goodness me, he's okay, he's okay.
Oh.
Needs to stand still.
No, he can't.
He's gone. Dizzy, bar was on his windpipe way too long. What a shame.
At the moment, he's in silver.
Out of the medals on the clean and jerk. He won't be too worried about that so long as he holds on to an overall medal.
We can't quite forget also the Azerbaijani Feridun Guliev, who's posted 188 as his 2nd attempt, going for clean and jerk medals, and here he is. So it's not about the total, it's all about the clean and jerk. And this would put him into 1st place. Put him in quite a strong position. There were still 3 lifters who could deny him a medal. But as they say, kilos on the board count for more than those who've yet to achieve them. Now, I guess he's going to have to take the third attempt, but you've got third attempts to come from Kim and Ismailov. And Shi Jiong has pushed his bar up to 190. He's leading with 345. What's your assessment of Shi and that technique that he relies upon?
Squat jerk. If you can do it and if you can get away with it, great. It's not something we tend to coach just because it just requires so much leg strength and so much shoulder flexibility. It has to be absolutely spot on or you miss it.
This is huge.
This is huge.
5 kilo increase at this stage of the competition to take him to 348. This is really putting your chips on the table.
Clean was strong. Oh, I don't think so.
No, that was a press out on the right arm there.
Looking at the scoreboard.
He hoped. Yeah, but you know, it's the wrong thing to do to look at the scoreboard when you sort of know that you've blown it. But you know, I've got to say that Turkey have inherited a talent.
Haven't they just?
He's in the overall bronze medal at the moment, but he's not safe. And the reason he's not safe, not because of this man, because he's all about the clean and jerk, it's really Kim Myong-hok who will have the chance to move up from 4th to 3rd. But now, Feridun, 188. Looking to go into 1st place. And the reality is, if he does this, he's going to get a medal in the clean and jerk. If he can. Oh, this is gutsy. Wow.
Well, he's blaming the weights for being able to do it this time.
Yes, I'm totally confused. Don't understand his body language. But, you know, he's got the 188 and he's gone into 1st place in the clean and jerk. So, all credit to him.
Just watch the bar. Is this oscillation or is it a natural whip on the bar? Looked to me like a bit of oscillation. Not a huge amount.
Would you have failed him on that?
No.
So, big consolation prize for Feridun Guliev of Azerbaijan, who by and large have had a good day, having wrapped up the women's 58 kilos, thanks to the outstanding performance of Boyanka Kostova. But now, big moment for Kim Myong-hok, the bronze medalist at the World Championships in 2013 and again last year, and he's sitting on 342. This is a 2 kilo increase. He's going to 344, which by 1 kilo will eclipse Ismailov, who currently lies 3rd overall. Will push him out of the overall medals if Kim makes this.
Oh, brilliant clean. No.
Oh. Well, 344 would have been a personal best and he would have given him the bronze medal, but as it is, he finishes out of the medals in terms of the overall. He's still lying, though, in 2nd place in the clean and jerk. So Firidun Guliev with 188. He's got 187. Third place man is Shi Yong. So 345. Guliev, a bit of a distraction really, because this man is the champion. So what can we say?
Well, I love
how coincidence. 2005, his namesake wins the 69 kilo class of the World Championships, and now 10 years on, Shi Yong, number 2, has wrapped up the gold medal here. Come on, no, but he's got one more go at it because he's only in the bronze medal in the clean and jerk, so he's got one more attempt.
I notice what he's doing here. The loaders are not allowed onto the platform to load the bar until the lifter is off. So he's just giving himself a few extra seconds on the platform to help recover, because he's now going to be following himself. So nice position, nice and straight, just doesn't have the legs to stand back up. You can see he's on his toes. And with the squat jerk, it has to be spot on and really precise, or you're not getting back up.
Have you ever been in your car when the petrol's run out and it's sort of nudging? It's gone way down below the little red mark and it's absolutely on empty, and you've got no idea whether you can make the next garage.
But as an athlete, I don't know, I've been in this position so many times. It's more the mental exhaustion just as much as it is the physical. Yes, you're tired physically, yes, you're shot, but having to stay completely focused for what has been nearly 2 hours is tough. Just a couple more minutes and then he can relax.
He's won the championship. The silver medal is going to go overall, this is, to Russia, and the bronze to the man from Turkey, Ismailov. And I think that's the first set of medals for Turkey at these championships, certainly in the men's division. And Ismailov with a gold from the snatch division and a bronze for the overall. That for him is some achievement. So China proving themselves to be, as we expected, a real force at these championships.
As they are every year.
But this is, I'm sure this is, you know, this is extra special with two guys 10 years apart with the same name.
Right, the clean's good.
Yeah, that was much better. More in control. Yeah, the alignment was so much better, and it made the final effort, the final drive, so much more achievable. And he finishes with a flourish. And that adds an extra 3 kilos, so 348 kilos. And do you know what? He should be disappointed, you know, because his namesake won with 350. Not good enough.
Well,
But you know, who knows? If he'd got the second attempt, he might have gone on and added an extra couple of kilos. But you've got to say, only 22, national champion, now world champion. And of course, the opportunity to have a nice dinner.
That's what these athletes are most looking forward to. Now that the competition's over, it's going to be back to the hotel and stuff their faces.
So clean and jerk results there. You can see Shi Yong on the 190, Feridun Guliev. All credit to him from Azerbaijan to recover, to give himself a great consolation prize, a silver in the clean and jerk division on 188. And then Kim from People's Republic of Korea getting the bronze medal in the clean and jerk. And disappointing for Matam. You could see him down there in 14th place, but this man absolutely delighted. Overall results coming right up. Here they are. And Shi Jiong, 3:48, 4 clear of Chen, who had his chances. Ismailov, great debut for Turkey. And then Kim, the man who had got a couple of bronzes in 14 and 13, but not in 15, a kilo adrift. Well, Mikhailo, a really decent day's weightlifting, if decent is not a bit of an understatement. And we could look forward to the men's 77 kilos for tomorrow. British interest.
Yeah, Jack Oliver. Jack actually competed earlier today in the men's 77D group. Great lifting from Jack. He nailed a 140 snatch, 176 clean and jerk for a 316 total. If I'm right, I think the 176, don't quote me on this, I think that may be a British record. So brilliant lifting from Jack. He now can only sit back and wait and watch the A, the B, the C groups go ahead of him, and to then find out where he finishes. So we should know this time tomorrow evening where Jack Oliver from Great Britain has placed. But great solid performance today from Jack, well done.
Yeah, the men's 77 kilo competition won in Almaty last year by Gauchon, or Zhong Gauchon, I should say, of China, and again defeating a lifter from the People's Republic of Korea, Kim Kwang-song. And this is the sort of competitions we've got. We've got no well, I was going to say no chance of seeing that repeated, but actually the man who's entered the biggest total for tomorrow is Kim Kwang-song on 370 kilos, and he will be looking to try and take the title that he got near to not only in 2014 but also in 2013. So Kim of the People's Republic of Korea, twice a runner-up. There's Oleg Chen. Seems to be pretty satisfied with his day's work, and Russia on the score sheet in terms of medals now.